Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
Hello, and welcome to the Drift Radio Show. Gary Wellings is not with us today. This is Ed Bonderenka, publisher of the Current newspaper, with my wife, Sherry. And with me is Alex Wassell.
Good to be here.
Welcome. So, the tone I am taking is because I've been exploring recently how radio broadcasters function. And whereas before I used to do a lot of ums and uhs, as my son was fond to point out to me, I realized that polished radio producers are not afraid to leave long pauses between their phrases as they speak. What's the guy? Prager is an example of this. And I was really impressed by Prager. And we had Bill William Federer on a couple weeks ago. He was the same way. Very polished, no fillers, no gaffes, no ums, no Obama-isms, right? So I was listening to, during commercials, during the Dana show last night, I flipped over to another radio station and heard another conservative talk show host who basically spoke like this. And our friends Gary and Ken called in, and I listened to them call in. And I thought, hey, if that works, maybe I should try that. So once again, welcome to the Drift Radio Show, where we do the news.
You need to know.
Yes, I blew that myself on my end. So that's the, you need to go to thedailydrift.com, and that's where you find the news you need to know. Sorry, I really threw you off there. My fault, Alex. So go to thedailydrift.com. Gary puts together a lot of information there. He does news aggregation so that you can find out what's interesting and impress your friends with what you know about what's going on, as if they really care.
I think they do, Ed.
I hope so. My friends do. That's why they're my friends. So, let's see now. Then once again, you can find Alex Wassell on Facebook. It's just how it sounds, Wassell. And you can find him. You can find me on Facebook. It's just like it sounds, Bonderenka. Sure, whatever.
How many letters?
Yeah. So our show today is brought to you in part by the Hearing Clinic. And so if you have any concerns about your hearing, or your wife does, or you have concerns about your wife's hearing, or you wonder why the kids can't hear you, you should take them. But you need to visit the Hearing Clinic. There's an office in Brighton, and there's an office in Farmington. And I could give you both their addresses, but you may not remember them. So just call 810-225-2205. Ask for Dr. Amy Arnold. She's a great person. She's an audiologist. She has a good sense of humor, very personable. And she's there to help you so that you can have better relationships with people, so that when they talk to you, you don't go, huh? Reminds me of that joke. What's the joke go? It says, the wife says, have you heard a word I'm saying? And the husband says, that's an interesting way to start a conversation. So,
well, I don't know about that joke, but it's important to hear people and to actually listen.
What? I'm sorry, what'd you say? So you should phone in today, and then we will listen to what you have to say, and we will listen intently. And everybody, now, don't get shook, okay? Don't get, embarrassed or flustered and say, well, I'm not calling in. There's thousands of people listening. There's only 19 people listening. Ask Tyrone. And 5 of them regularly call in, and I'm one of them. So, we're all friends here. Feel free to call in. We have a number of things that we're going to talk about. And then, of course, is what Joe Leonard wants to call in and talk about. So we've got him blocked out for 10 minutes here on the agenda for whatever Joe cares to misdirect us to when he calls in. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up today was the concept of Bill Schuette as let's just say the Republican candidate for the governorship, along with what's-her-face, whose name I don't even know or cannot remember, that he's chosen for his running mate.
Yes, the female running mate.
Former recording secretary out west or something.
No, she was I think she was a county clerk.
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Right.
And if I really cared to look it up, or if somebody wanted to call in, they could tell me what her name is.
Well, Joe will help us out on that, for sure.
I'm sure he will. Now, I'm interested in, because I've seen a number of posts on different conservative groups that I belong to on Facebook, which hasn't really blocked me yet. It hasn't affected me that I know of. Maybe I'm not conservative enough. That's scary. Ooh. So anyways, I see a number of people saying they are not going to vote for Schuette. Schuette is evil. Schuette is a despot in waiting. I'm like, are you really kidding me? But hey, your mileage may vary. You may very well be one of those people who feel that. And I won't mock you or ridicule you to your face when you call in with that opinion. Heck, I won't even do it. I'm really curious about this. If you think that, whatever your opinion is, should we have, as conservatives, should we vote for Schuette, or should we sit one home or throw our vote away on the Libertarian candidate in the hopes of building up that party so that we can have more legal pot? So obviously I don't have any opinions on the subject. I'm willing to hear what you have to say. What do you have to say, Al?
Well, Ed.
Lex?
Okay. Ed, it's I've seen some posts that are negative on Schuette, but I think the bigger picture that we as Americans and patriots must look at is that you need a Republican in office. I don't care what Republican you get. You need a Republican in office. You can't have Gretchen Miller as governor of the state of Michigan.
With Abdul as her running mate?
Possibly, but it doesn't really matter because the program is the same. You know, it's open borders. It's
pro-abortion, sanctuary
cities, all that stuff, and also control over your lives. Because at least most Republicans will say, hey, you have an individual responsibility and a right to run your own life. And on the other side, that's not happening at all. They want more government control, and that is a bad thing.
You're right. Hey, watch this. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Derek, would you put Joe on, please? Let's see. Which line? Maybe I should do that. Line one.
You better hit the line.
Talk one. Did I hang you up?
It didn't quite work because I think you only said my name twice. But you are trying to think of Lisa Posthumous Lyons, Kent County clerk, daughter of former Lieutenant Governor Dick Posthumous.
There, I was wondering where I heard that name Posthumous before, because that was kind of vague, but I knew there was a political heritage there. So, okay, you're going to sit home, you're going to vote. What are you going to do? What do you encourage other people to do?
Well, I'm calling mainly because of one of the things Gary has on the drift, because it is
the news you need to know. Sorry, Alex, come on. Stay with it, Alex. Come on.
Oh, you mean I got to listen to Joe now, too?
Yeah. As Joe misdirects us from our conversation as usual. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, you're supposed to pick up the cue no matter who gives it. But he'll learn, right? Yeah. But there's a story on there about ballot initiatives. Regardless of how you feel about any candidates, you can't sit home. You got to get out and defeat ballot initiatives. There's a couple of union ones on there. They want to meddle with the minimum wage again. They haven't learned their lesson from Seattle and all the other places that they've screwed with it, and tons of jobs were lost, and the economy's tanked. They want to tank Michigan's economy again. There's another one regarding family leave. Now, I'm all personally for people getting family leave, but that is not government's business to meddle in business. It doesn't have the constitutional authority, nor do the people, to demand a business give a certain set of benefits to someone.
Like FMIA or whatever that is?
We are going to return to the lost decade if these ballot initiatives pass, let alone with Gretchen Whitmer. You misquoted, said Gretchen Miller. Gretchen Whitmer gets elected.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, I have the feeling that if people stay home from, rather, let's say, don't get excited about voting for the Republican gubernatorial candidate, then they are not even going to show up and vote for or against other issues that they should. So, anything else, Joe?
No, that's the big concern is, like you said, if they're not enthused, that they stay home and all these other things. The other one is the voter, not politician initiative, the redistricting sham.
Oh, yeah.
Complete scam that is looking to change the way we redistrict. It has nothing to do with gerrymandering. It has to do with who controls the gerrymandering. And they're looking at having Gretchen Whitmer as governor. So even if we control the legislature that would do the redistricting, no. Instead, the Democrats would be gerrymandering the districting because it's done by a panel.
Right, an unelected panel.
Is blow up government, expand government, create 20-some positions for more political hacks and cronies to get jobs on the government dime.
Once again.
Balloon the budget again. But the final deciding vote goes to an appointee of the governor. And if that's Gretchen Whitmer, that means they are gerrymandering the districts rather than the Republican legislature.
Or rather than the elected representatives of the people, which is the way it's supposed to happen, not a bureaucratic agency. Hey, look, Joe, good talking to you. Thank you. We've got a couple other callers, and I got to take them in. So if you don't mind, we're going to move on.
Thanks,
All
Joe.
Right, take care. God bless. Love you, my friend.
Love you, brother. So right now, Ken, I know you're on the line, and I'd like you to wait until we had asked Rob Cordes, the Trump Bridge guy. He's in California on tour. And we asked him to call in. And, Ken, if you can please hold on, or if you want to hang up and call back, we'll get you in, after that. So, Derek, if you put Rob on, please.
Hi, Rob. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Talking to you right now is Ed Bonderenka, but the guy who's going to be talking is Alex Wassell. Okay. Go ahead, Alex.
Hi, Rob. I've been watching your videos as you tour the United States of America. You went from Sturgis to what? Portland, Oregon to Berkeley.
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
Portland. We went to the capital of Sacramento, California. And then, the day before yesterday, we went. I wanted to see. I've been wanting to go to Berkeley, California. I've been telling everyone I'm going to go there, so I did. I went to Berkeley, California. I went to the University of California and the college, the Berkeley City College. We drove right through town, playing Aretha Franklin "Freedom," or her thing with the freedom part, and God Bless America. And I'm proud to be an American. And I was expecting
Antifa.
Something to happen. I was expecting something to happen. And when I got there, I'm driving through the town. I saw hundreds of kids with for orientation, following a leader around with a little flagpole, getting to learn the campus and learn the grounds, and hundreds of people on the street, thousands. And you know what they did? They videotaped, they clapped, they cheered, they gave me the thumbs up. Some gave some inappropriate gestures, but there was no violence. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to go there unannounced and show the world what happens when the media doesn't advertise. Oh, there's going to be a big rally in Berkeley, and both sides are going to be there. Just wait and see. Ringside wrestling, boxing, championship fighting in Berkeley. We're promoting it for free on the media. And that didn't happen when I went there. And I went to streets of San Francisco, same thing. Last night I pulled into Bob's Big Boy, which Big Boy's originated in Michigan, but Bob's Big Boy has a car